Hey guys, what it is yo girl, Cadillac. Yes, I'm Cadillac Dixon. I'm the Draw My Life Prison Wife. I'm the legally blind artist that is rapping and painting for justice, hoping to see justice before all fades to black. Yeah, hiss your girl, Cadillac. Anyways, I am coming through on the 12th, already the 12th day of Vlogmas. Girl, this year I'm keeping up. Previous years I have not been able to keep up. But after all of the, I've been practicing a lot. If you go to my YouTube homepage, you'll see 1,000,001. Really, it's thousands and thousands, not a million. But I love to exaggerate, good. But you'll see all those videos, and each video I get a tad bit better. Anyways, I'm sitting here. I am about to do my little scratch offs real quick. So let's see, did I win-ish? Ugh, come on. Trying to hold the camera and scratch. Okay, so let me scratch this off real quick. Okay, nothing on that one. Well, this one I won my money back. So that's it. Ugh, I know I should have got the $2 scratch off. Oh, my coffee. Yes. Anyways, I am coming through. Guess I'm gonna just chat it up with you guys. I am out to the park. Your girl loves to be outside. I'm an outdoorsy person. Yes. I don't know if it's because I'm an artist, and for some reason, just looking at like my little Juju. Juju is the next artist of our family. I can tell. He's doing some of the same things I used to do. He loves to cut up paper and make little people, and he made me a little tree that I keep as a bookmark in my diary. My journal, basically. I keep a journal, guys, because I am so self-critical. If y'all critical of me, you already know I'm way more critical of myself than you could ever be to me. So I be feeling like I ain't doing nothing. I ain't getting nothing done. I'm not accomplishing anything. So for me to not beat myself up so much, I journal every day. What I did, what I didn't do, what I wanted to accomplish. I have to write down what I do accomplish, because if not, if you give me, say, oh, so how was today? I'm like, I ain't getting nothing done. I didn't blah, 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 blah. But now I can go back to my journal and see, Keita, you did do something. You're just overlooking what you did do and focusing on what you did not do. So I do keep a journal. But Juju made this little palm tree because you know he loved palm trees. One of the questions Juju would ask you when he meets you, girl, what is your favorite tree? You have to be like, then he gonna follow it up with what's your favorite animal and then your favorite color. That's crazy. But yeah, he's an artist. He loves to draw. Your girl used to get in trouble for cutting up stuff. That was the one thing I don't think I did too much as a child, but I know I used to tear that house down when mom and dad went to work. Now this was the 80s when you could leave your kids to the house by themselves and they could babysit their own selves. My sister was about 9. She used to babysit me. And all I would do is cut up paper all day and watch Geraldo. I don't know why I was watching Geraldo. Girl, I seen when he had got the little chair hit to his nose and stuff. And I don't know, why was I watching it as a kid? But I would. And I'll be cutting up paper. And then Ricky Lake. Oh my gosh, as I got a little older, I loved Ricky Lake. Yes, I remember Ricky Lake Toaster Strudels had just came out. Now, girl, I never liked Pop Tarts. Pop Tarts, whatever. I ain't like them. They're weird. Like, okay, the only part of the Pop Tart that I do like is the little crust on the outside, the outside. So I basically would have to break the Pop Tart in half and then break it in half again so I could eat the center out and then leave the crust for last. The crust for last. Yes, because that was the best part of the Pop Tart. I ain't like that center. But when they came out with toaster strudels, girl, I was so blown away. I would love to make my little toaster strudel, put the little icing on the top, good, and then watch me some Ricky Lake. Yes. But now that we're back off of memory lane, the whole point of that was to say I would stay home all day and just create stuff, cut up stuff, make my own doll houses, make my own paper dolls, and all kinds of stuff. But I see Juju doing that type of stuff. We just went on a cruise, and he couldn't wait to show me. He was like, "Kidda, I know how to draw a cruise ship," and he couldn't wait to show me his cruise ship. So he's gonna be the next artist. But God darn it, if I'm here, he's going to be a successful artist. He's not going to be no struggling A artist like Yo Girl, like his auntie. No, he's going to be a real artist that is making money off of his real abilities and talents, because that's the whole purpose of having it. Your gift should make room for you so that you can operate in your gift. You can't operate in your gift like me if your time is devoted to trying to just take care of yourself and keep yourself above sea level. Like, girl, I'm like drowning like this. So what am I gonna do first? Work that 9 to 5 that's gonna get me paid and get my head to right here above sea level? Or am I going to be creating some art? Girl, you know I'm going to be trying to keep my head above sea level, because art is not finna stop that eviction. Art is not finna stop them late fees. Art is not finna put food in my stomachs. Like, girl, for real, art ain't finna do none of that unless it actually takes off and becomes productive. But until it does, that has to be, unfortunately, just a hobby for your girl that I squeeze into little pockets of time in my life. Anyways, let's get out this car. It's getting a little hot. I do have about 50 minutes with you guys, so we're just gonna talk and chat, girl. You may not even watch the whole 50 minutes, but let's go ahead and get to it. We're finna talk about everything. I have no notes. I don't know where this conversation is gonna go, so we're just gonna talk. Whatever comes to mind is gonna be just spewed out of my mouth. All right, guys. It feels so incredibly nice out here. The wind is not like hard, like down blowing. It's actually a better day today than it was yesterday, weather-wise, because yesterday the kids and we went to a water park, but it was kind of too cool to be in water, because you know, when you get in water, you feel a lot colder than you actually are. So we went to Treasure Cove. It's a water park that's out there at what's the name of that place? Westgate. Oh, girl, is it gonna shake every time I walk? I don't like that. I don't like it. But well, I guess bear with me. I don't know. But I can't walk without, I guess, evidently the thing's shaking. But yeah, so the kids had some fun. I got my sister out. I love to take my sister out. Anytime she can go somewhere, I love for her to go, because I hate to see her just sit up in the house, you know, and because, oh, I'm epileptic and I might have a seizure doing such and such and such, that I can't do such and such and such. So I hate that. So whenever there is a time that my sister can get out and do something, I'm going to take her. Back in the day, my sister used to do everything. She would like ride theme park rides, carnival rides and stuff like that. She would go skating. I remember one time being at this park, and she had her bike and she would be riding around the circle, and I would be walking. I always love to walk. I do not like a gym at all, but I love to walk. I love to be outside. It feels so much freer. I do not like treadmills and stuff like that. That just feels so like simulated. That doesn't feel real. So as I'm walking around this curve, I'm coming up and I see ambulance, and I'm like, what the heck? What's going on? Not knowing, my sister came around the corner and she completely had a seizure and just fell off her bike. I'm like, at that time, the seizures weren't so, like, we kind of knew when to expect them. So that was kind of an unexpected time that she would have a seizure. So I really didn't think she would have one. And she's on the floor, on the ground. and the ambulance is there and stuff. And I'm like, God dog it, I should have stayed with her. You know, you beat yourself up because you feel like you can prevent every fall that she has, you know. So now she doesn't ride her bike. She doesn't skate like she used to. She doesn't ride carnival rides. Yesterday, y'all did see, we went also to the winter festival, and she got on the, what is that called? They were the teacups. And I know y'all might think, oh girl, whatever, she's on the teacups. But no, that is very, because I know my sister wants to do certain things. And unfortunately, hold on, let me show y'all this tree. Juju would be in love. Look at that tree. Providing all that shade. Providing more shade than some people provide me. Walking on sunshine, and I don't care who out there throwing shade. Don't y'all just love when I can throw my lyrics in there? But anyways, she was able to ride the teacups. I kind of felt kind of nervous about it, but you know, I went on and I said, let her, you know, she should be okay if money's there and everybody's there. And she didn't have a seizure, so she was fine. Also, guys, my sister did not have a seizure at all while we were on the cruise, which we were surprised. If you know anything about epilepsy, when any change of emotion, like extreme emotion, like extreme sadness, like when my mother passed away, the minute she passed away, my sister hit the ground, and the nurses and stuff were trying to take her down to the emergency room, and we were like, no, let her stay, she'll come back, let her be in her moment, you know, this is her mother, don't take that away from her, because she had a seizure. So she would always have seizures, like at extreme, or if she get excited. Every time we would go to Chicago, Kristen loved to go to Chicago. Anytime we're going on a trip, Kristen gets excited. Though she may not show it on the outside, she's excited. And it will cause her to have a seizure. So thank God, this whole time, this was her first cruise. Finally, you know, we were able to get her on a cruise. I think before my aunt wanted her to go on a cruise, but my dad was like, no, I don't want Kristen to go, that's too dangerous. And finally, you know, he was like, go ahead, everybody's going, Keita's gonna be there, no, I'm gonna take care of my sister. So they was like, go ahead and go, let her go. Now she did get seasick, but she didn't have any seizures. So praise God for that. Thank you, Lord. Yes. She did, however, have a seizure when she came back. Just the other day, I think it was yesterday. No, it wasn't yesterday. It was the day before, when we were getting ready for the party. I was in there while she was getting ready. She was just about to take her shower, and she just fell against me, which was crazy. She fell literally right against me, and I had to hold her until she finished. And then basically you have to give them time to lay down and chill and get their mind back together. Dang, look at this guy over there. Looks like he's doing Kunsei Mudo, what we used to do, or martial arts. I don't know what he's doing, but he's doing something. I've seen him out here before performing, or practicing, it looks like. But yeah, she was able to get herself together, and then we still went out. She doesn't like to miss out on everything just because of the threat that she may have a seizure, you know what I mean? And I definitely hate for her to miss out on anything because of that, you know. So I do know it makes it a little more difficult, because I have to always, if we doing something, when y'all see our family vlogs, I don't care what we doing, I got to look out the side of my eye to be making sure Kristen's all right. Kristen could be sitting right next to me, and I could be talking to y'all in the camera, and best believe I'm listening. You listen to certain sounds when she makes certain vocal noises. I know that it could be, you know, that time. And to brace your girl, one time we were going into Walmart. Now I don't know, we were walking into the Walmart, and I don't know what she did, but it cued me that, hey girl, you might be, So I ran up to her and just bear hugged her and held her, and I had my legs like wide, like in a wide stance, so that I could grip the ground and all that and hold her, because they get really strong when they're seasoned. So I got to make sure that she's not falling on the ground, hitting her head, and just pounding her head against the ground and stuff like that. So she looked at me, everybody looked at me like I was crazy, because she wasn't going into a seizure, but I was just ready and just waiting, for that moment. But so she got out. We went to the water park. I actually allowed her to get, I don't really want to say allow, because then it sounds like I'm her mother or something. I'm not really her mother. I want to give her the respect that she's a woman. She's a grown woman. She's in her 30s. So I don't want her to feel like she's a child and she has to ask her big sister. No, it is nothing like that. So I want to give her the respect that she is an adult. So it's not really allowed, but I just don't know what other word to put there. But she did get in the water. That to me seems really dangerous. So I had to make sure that she just stays right on the edge, with the little water coming up and hitting her feet and stuff like that. And the kids, we just stay right there on the edge. So, I don't know, it is what it is, but we all had a good time. We've been doing a lot. We have been doing a lot. There's been a lot going on. Your girl is tired from that. Like, it was so many events. Like, from November to December, girl, it's been too much going on. I had first my cousin from California, his wedding, which I was no way prepared for at all. I don't even know. I think I did at last moment get to ask for the day off from work, and my job has really, really, really been lenient with me. They have given me all my days off. That's a blessing. I really do have a good job. I mean, okay, not a good job as far as making your living off type of job, but a good job as far as the people treating you like you are somebody. They truly do. My job now, they truly treat me with respect and give me my roses. They really do. They really show that they appreciate me. And in the past, I have worked jobs that I don't care what you gave to them, it was never enough. That's like a narcissistic relationship. But there are some jobs that have those narcissistic relationships. But no, so they were really, okay, here go another interesting tree. I think that fell down from the hurricane, and then they had to just chop it down. But yeah, those narcissistic work relationships, that is for the birds. So this job really does treat me with respect. It's just that it's still hard to make ends meet with it. And besides that, it possibly wouldn't be so hard to make ends meet if I could freely work all the shifts that I need to. But my body, like I said before, be like turning on itself. Carpal tunnel ain't gonna let me do this. My back hurting ain't gonna let me do that and stuff like that. So, but yes, I do work a really good job in that manner. And I guess that's all that really, really matters. Just if I can get rid of myself of that pain, then I would be okay. Yes. So anyways, my cousin from California, he came down here, had his wedding. That was beautiful. Then right after that, it was something else. Oh, the cruise. So I barely got myself ready for his wedding. Couldn't find nothing to wear. I went shopping just so I could have something to wear. Just so when I put it on, Chris said, "Oh, that's cute, but you got a hole in it." I'm like, how the heck I got a hole in it? And I just freaking bought it. And she's like, there's a hole right there. She's putting her finger in the hole. So that was crazy. I had to change last minute, but everybody said that I turned out looking decent, which surprised me because your girl ain't decent ever because I be ripping and running. I put on the first two pieces of clothing that I can find, and it's time to go because that's how you do when you living like running, like doing this, doing that, doing, you know what I mean? And I always had told myself that once I made it, I would never live like that again. I would take the proper time to do my hair in the manner that I want. I would take the proper time to keep my clothes all nice and stuff like that, which that's actually me. That was me. That was truly me. I'm a cosmetologist. Girl, couldn't one hair be out of place. But as you get older and as your time becomes more valuable and you're thinking, hey, I could spend this time doing hair or I could spend this time on my grind. Spending time on your grind is going to come first, But I'm not necessarily saying that was the right thing to do. But because I did that, I kind of lost myself on my grind because you can't lose yourself on your grind. And then my grind didn't even pay the freak off. Girl, I'm still salty about that. But yeah, but if your grind do pay off, then you could get yourself back together and then you glad you did it. You glad you made them sacrifices. I'm just salty I made them sacrifices because it didn't pay off good. But yeah, so we had his wedding. I did get to see someone from my childhood. Oh my goodness, this lady with my aunt. That basically was my cousin's godmother, but she was the one that had all them arts and crafts in my life as a little girl. Yes, we made them little skirts. I don't know what you call them, but it's basically where you cut some jeans off, cut the legs off the jeans, and then you take some fabric and pleat it around the bottom that you cut off, and it becomes a skirt, like a little tutu skirt. Yes, girl, I made one of those for Tamar Braxton when I went to see her concert. Girl, we finna go off on another side note. So Money was only, I would give her maybe 10 years old or something. So I made me and Money matching tutu skirts like Karen had taught us to do back in them days. Yes. So every art and craft that I kind of did, I wanted to do it with Money. It's like when you have a child, you're basically kind of reliving your childhood with your child. Like, it is so amazing. All the things that you got to do as a child, you're reliving them with your child. So it's taking you back to your childhood or whatever. So I made tutu skirts for me and Money, and I painted Tamar Braxton on my shirt. I painted another shirt for Money. I'm giving you her government name, girl. I painted it for her. And then I made hair pieces. Like I used to make my hand sculpted hair pieces. And I had this Tamartian hair piece. It was so cool. If I could find it, I'll go and post it. Either I could put a link to Facebook on here in the description box to that picture, or I can go find a picture and post it to my community post. But give me a couple days, good, because I ain't able to do it that quick. Like, girl, ugh. But yeah, so I was all Tamartioned out. So we let Money out. The line for Tamar was wrapped around the House of Blues 2 times. Like, girl, there are certain people that you cannot put in the House of Blues. Number one, Chris Brown. When we went to see Chris Brown at the House of Blues, we were shoulder to shoulder like that. People, girl, forget about somebody stepping on your foot. You couldn't even breathe, like, for real. J. Cole concert kind of was like that too, where people were fainting in the darn, or was it Trey Songz? People were fainting in the crowd because the crowd was so compact together. But yeah, so that's how Tamar's concert was. So we sent Money while I go find a part because we were running late because I'm trying to paint. I'm working on the last paintings. Because girl, me going to a concert was a whole theatric theatrical event. Like, girl, I had to do the hairpiece. I had to do this. I had to do that. Like, it was a lot because every eye would be on me once I walked into the venue, you know. So it took a lot of time to work on those things. So I send money out and I'm like, go get in line and we'll go ahead and meet you there after we part. So we part and we walking around and around and we see this line and I do not see my daughter anywhere. She has on a big old hairpiece in the tutu, so I should be able to spot her out. Could not find her. So I go up to security and I'm like, report my daughter, and of course they're gonna ask you what she got on. Oh, she has on a hand painted shirt and she has on a tutu and she has on this hairpiece. So we walking and walking and walking, and we run up to this other security guard because I guess they radioed it, and she was like, oh, you who they looking for? You got on the tutu, the hairpiece, or this. She was like, you a little bit too old to be lost, ain't you? And I'm like, she said, I thought that the description, she was like, I said, no, I'm looking for my daughter. My daughter has on a tutu, a hairpiece, just like me. And she was like, oh, girl, because I didn't know if you was the daughter of the mama. Like, girl, for real. But it was that crazy. Like, we had some fun. But yeah, I don't even know how I bridged off into that story. So I'm gonna try to find my way back. Girl, if we talking about something else, then I am so sorry. I wouldn't know unless I cut the video here and went back and listened to it, but I'm not gonna do that, girl. So yeah, anyways, I said once I made it, hopefully this is where we bridged off. Once I made it, I would better take care of myself, but I did never make it. My grind didn't pay off, I guess, yet. But girl, I'm like 41 going on 42. When is it gonna pay off? Anyways, so yeah, I'm just walking or whatever. So, oh, I know we were talking about my cousin's wedding. Yeah, so then we went to his wedding. Karen, that's who we were talking about. The little shirt. Yes, girl, I knew I would figure my way back. We were talking about them skirts and the arts and crafts. She influenced me so much with those arts and crafts. And when I went to my cousin's wedding, I seen her. You talking about somebody that knew me when I was a bitty little girl. Yes, when I was that little girl cutting up paper, and I kept looking over at her and she looked at me. I still got the round cheeks. Girl, you still can recognize them round cheeks. At almost 50, your girl still got them cheeks. Like Miss Princess. Princess got them cheeks. Money got them cheeks too. But she was like, oh my gosh. It was so good to see her. I remember hanging out with her daughter. Both her daughters. Well, her oldest daughter more so hung out with my older sister. But there was a daughter around my age, and then her son. We used to play games together. Oh my gosh, we used to get into so much. I remember we wanted to make soapbox cars, like for real. Your girl was always trying to make something. But it was such a joy to see her after all that time. And girl, you had my little gray hairs poking out. Like, that's weird to see somebody that was a child and now they're an old woman with some gray hairs across the front of their head. And I was holding my granddaughter, and she was like, that's your daughter? And I'm like, no, this is my granddaughter. That's my daughter over there. So I point to Money, and she just cannot believe that I have. People can't believe I have a daughter that old. But I did have Money when I was quite young. I wasn't the youngest, but I was quite young. And then I always had the baby face girl. Had Money when I was 20. Money had Princess when she was 21. Well, she's still 21. So, yeah, so that was nice. Seeing my cousin. I had a cousin come from Atlanta. It was nice seeing him. I hadn't seen him since my sister's wedding. And I think it was 2017 or 18, somewhere around there. So it was nice to hang out with him. I remember playing with him as little kids and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy to see everybody all grown up. And my cousin that did get married is my baby cousin. These are my baby cousins. Girl, how y'all beat me? me? How y'all beat me? But yeah, that was a good time. I love seeing the whole family come together. Anybody that knows me knows I love nothing more than family. Family is number one to me, besides God being the number one. I'm talking about in the physical life realm. Family is number one to me, and I love my family. Sometimes it feels like my families may not love your girl as much, but I love them to life. So it was really beautiful seeing my little baby cousin. I remember when he used to put ketchup on every freaking thing. It was to the point, I don't care what you had, he put ketchup on it. And it was to the point one day he was eating Captain Crunch, dipping it in ketchup. I'm like, girl, please. And I couldn't stand ketchup, because for me, ketchup actually took me back. It had this nasty smell. Like, if I do eat ketchup on my fries, it got to be a tad bit, just enough so I can taste it, dip it in there, taste it, and that's it. But ketchup, like in Chicago, they'll put that ketchup straight up on the fries and shake up the bag, and it would just be, girl, ketchup just is so disgusting to me. It takes me back to elementary, where all the kids used to load up their trays with ketchup, and the minute I can smell the ketchup, ugh, that is disgusting. It takes me right back to that time. I remember that he was sitting up there eating that Captain Crunch with ketchup. Girl, maybe we should try it to see how that tastes. Ew, can you even imagine how that would taste? Disgusting, probably. Maybe we could do that. Me and Isaiah could do that as a challenge. Anyway, so we did that, and then maybe a week later was the cruise. Girl, you know, I wasn't ready for no cruise. I wasn't packed for no cruise. I ain't even got my birth certificate yet. Like, I didn't have my birth certificate. Y'all heard that story. Like, it was too much going on, and I really didn't even know if my job had given me the time off, because I hadn't checked, my schedule yet. So if my job hadn't given me the time off, I would have had to figure out how to get out of that. Like, girl, it was way too much going on. But I did just wash all my clothes, throw everything in a bag, and just pray that they would let me on that ship. We got on the ship. We had fun. We went to Bahamas. As soon as we get to the Bahamas, breaks my darn flip-flop. Girl, that's a lesson. Bring 2 pairs of flip-flops, please, anytime you go somewhere. Because when we went to Chicago, I broke my flip-flop, and the only flip-flops around were $50 a pair. Like, girl. And my dad ran me them $50 for that, and Daddy wasn't there on the little cruise ship this time to run me nothing. He went out there to the Bahamas to run me $50 for some flaps. Yeah, but Dad take care of his big old overgrown baby. But I just don't like to, weigh down and depend everything on him. I'm not good for that. So that's why you probably might say, well, girl, if you need help and you're struggling, why don't you go to your father? Like, I mean, if I really, like desperately needed help and I could not do it myself, last resort, I'll go to